Hello and welcome to your in-depth horoscope forecast for week commencing the 27th of January for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you're new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you subscribed. This week sees the Sun and Mercury in the friendly sign of Aquarius. This is an opportunity to network, to socialise, to interact with others. Mercury also in the second half of this week forges a great semi-sextile with Saturn and Pluto. So if we can work towards a long-term plan, but try to get concrete evidence, tangible progress, then that's certainly a good link. But there's also a much more idealistic energy in the mix, as Venus and Neptune are in a conjunction. This can be quite beautiful and bring something magical into our situations around a relationship. But the rather impulsive energies of Mars is clashing with Venus and Neptune. So if we do something off the cuff, whether it's around a relationship or around our resources, which Venus governs, we just need to be aware that that could have implications. Fortunately, Venus forges a very anchoring link with both Saturn and Pluto itself in the last 3 days of this week. So if there is a relationship that emerges this week that does have real promise, then perhaps it can have a future. There is a quarter moon as the week draws to a close on Sunday, on the 2nd of February, and this occurs in Taurus. The second 11th house axes which are being aroused here ask us to think about our longer term planning around resources, also about the group interactions we have, who does and contributes what, and just be aware of what our values are. I think that's going to be a critical issue. Your specific forecast, Libra, suggests there's still the opportunity to be playful, creative, imaginative with the Sun and also Mercury in the sign of Aquarius. But there are some challenges. Venus, your ruler, is still alongside Neptune. Now, Neptune has been really giving you an opportunity since 212 to embrace, being of service, of help to others. But also, because Mars is clashing with Venus and Neptune, I think it's about boundaries, really. Has someone almost been taking your goodwill, your generosity of spirit or actions for granted? I think that's something you may have to consider this week. It's also possible that a job could come up which is very creative and gives you a chance to flourish, but just think about whether it's really right for you in terms of the rest of your overall situation. Now, Mercury is actually forging an ace angle to Saturn and Pluto in the second half of this week. So some Libra people may be thinking about working from home or in some ways doing some kind of creative strand that is enjoyable but also has some kind of tangible output. Now, as the week draws to a close, Venus, your ruler, does forge a very positive angle with Saturn and Pluto. So it's entirely possible that someone close to you can suggest something which actually can be to your advantage. Perhaps it could be a case of putting a good word in for you on a job. Or perhaps in a romantic context, there's going to be firmer foundations around a family situation which can please you. Now, there is a quarter moon which occurs on Sunday, the last day of the week, and the second day of February. This occurs in the sign of Taurus, which for you is very much to do with shared resources, it's to do with finance, it's to do where you're invested. And if you're in a situation where you have to be committed but it's not very creative or not very fulfilling, that may be something that you're grappling with as this week draws to a close, but particularly into next week, the week following this one. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to know what the next 12 months will hold for you from a personal viewpoint, and elevate above your zodiac sign into personal astrology, please see the link beneath this video where you can get your forecast and character analysis and get 30% off. But for now, good luck and goodbye.